it says the growth of a species. More codling moths. I guess they had some in the book, someplace else too. The percentage of codling moths that survive the pupa stage at a given temperature T degrees Celsius is modeled by the formula, and there it is. And then here you are between 20 and 30 degrees. That's all that formula is good for. It says find the temperatures of which the greatest and the smallest percentage of moths survive. The greatest and the smallest percentage. Now, once you mention greatest and smallest, what are you looking for? Absolute, maximums, absolute, minimums. So when it says greatest, you're going to extremes. So absolute maximum and absolute minimum of the temperature. And so what do? Take the derivative, which is nice because I've gone from a quadratic to a linear. And take the derivative, set it equal to 0. And then solve for t. So negative 2.84t is negative 68. And then divide by negative 2.84, it's 23.94. So what's the first thing that you do is that you now set up a T-bar chart, and I have that already set up, so, but I'm just going to set it up for you here. And it says put in temperature, get out percentage, right? It's going to be between 20 and 30. And what do I notice? 23.94 is between 20 and 30, right? Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to want to find P of 20, P of 23.94, P of 30. This is a quadratic. That's easy enough to do. So if you do that, you find that P of 20 is 46. P of 23.94 is 68. And P of 30 is 16. So the smallest is 16 degrees. Or 30 degrees, I'm sorry. So you have 16% survival rate at 30 degrees. And the largest is 23.94 degrees. You have a 68% survival rate at 23.94 degrees Celsius. So we found the absolute max, absolute min. Now, I don't know anything about a codling moth or what a codling moth is, and if a codling moth is useful as to whether or not you would want them to survive. Anybody know anything about a codling moth? Do they eat stuff like other moths, like your clothes? So you're going to have one similar to this application. So if I go down through this is the review that's online. Here's a straight absolute max min problem. This is how, now the one I've given you is more complicated, but essentially I give you the function, the first derivative, the second derivative, and then I will ask you all these questions. Mm-hmm. I had your test run on just, not back to back, but I had them run single page. So that because this problem by itself is 2 pages, you might want to just take the 2 pages, because we do have a stapler here. You could unstaple your test, take the 2 pages, lay them side by side in order to get your graph in, to do what you need to do with your graph. So I had them run single-sided for that reason. And then your graph. Oh, I am still recording.